Mark, welcome everyone to the Premier League review show on week 14 at the Global Sports Channel. I'm your host, David Barbash. You can check us out on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. If you'd like, you can get also a free trial membership, globalsportschannel.com. Well, the games this week were fascinating. There's some surprises in store and some expected results in my mind as well. Well, the first game was up on Saturday, and that was Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson's side playing host to Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp's side, coming in up and down this season, but they can score, and when they're on fire, they're on fire, and when they're off, as you saw against Aston Villa early in the season, they are off. Well, it started off really well for Jurgen Klopp's side. Liverpool going up in the third minute. Takami Minamino scoring the first goal for Liverpool. They looked really good. They came out of the blocks fast. That pressing style. Sadio Mane made it 2-0 and 35th minute. And 3-0 at half-time due to Bobby Firmino's first goal in the 44th minute. What a dream start for Jurgen Klopp's side. Well, the second half, more of the same. Jordan Henderson with a well-taken goal in the 52nd minute, and Bobby Firmino with his brace in the 68th minute. They were already up 5-0 at that point, and it gets better. Yes, it does get better. Mo Salah with the brace in the last 10 minutes, in the 81st and 84th minute, and they win 7-0 over Crystal Palace, and well-needed 3 points for them. 12 shots on goal, 8 shots of those on target, scoring 7 out of those 8. And 5 shots on goal for Crystal Palace, but no goals to show for it. They only had 35% possession, and a dominant performance with an exclamation mark by Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp's side. They go into the break, looking to refresh the side. Hopefully they start, as you've seen in the last few games, to get back vital players. Alexander-Arnold back healthy, and we see people like Jordan Henderson healthy. Let's hope that in the second half of their season they finally get some of those vital players they're still missing, and they're going to be tough to beat. Consistency is the key in this league, and that's something that Jurgen Klopp is hoping that his side can maintain throughout the rest of the season, and they will have a chance at defending their title. Next game up was Southampton and the Saints. They were playing host to Manchester City, Pep Guardiola's side, looking for the win. They were encouraged in the 16th minute. A beautiful assist by Kevin De Bruyne to Raheem Sterling. He converts. They go up 1-0. It was 1-0 at half-time. And despite 52% possession and 9 shots on goal, it stayed that way all the way till the final whistle. 1-0 Man City. And the third game up was Everton playing host to Arsenal. Everton, I thought it was going to be a pretty even affair. I thought that Everton would win this one. And it started off really well for Everton. Rob Holding, the Arsenal defender, scoring another own goal. And they were down 1-0 already after 22 minutes. Well, Arsenal had some hope in the 35th minute. It looked like Maitland-Niles, the Arsenal player, was fouled in the box and awarded a penalty. Up stepped Pepe to equalise in the 35th minute. But right before half-time, Arsenal fans' hearts were broken. Yerry Mina scoring for Everton. Beautiful header in. Sigurdsson's cross perfectly delivered. Yerry Mina rises up and delivers a perfect header into the corner. It was 2-1 at half-time, and just like the last game, the first half result held all the way until the final whistle. Everton with 3 points, and we moved on to the last game on Saturday. That was Newcastle United, Steve Bruce's side, playing host to Scott Parker's side, Fulham, the visitors. Now Fulham, interesting enough, they welcome back to the starting lineup Mitrovic, and Alexander Mitrovic looking to try and start scoring some goals. They did have Ademola Lookman, and they also were looking to see if Carney could get back on the scorer's sheet. However, an own goal, it was by Newcastle's Matt Ritchie, was who put Fulham up at the break, and it was 1-0 at half-time. Now, possession-wise, pretty even game, 51% possession for Fulham, 49% possession to Newcastle United and Steve Bruce's side. They had 10 shots on goal, 5 on target. Newcastle did 8 shots on goal and only 4 on target for the visitors, Fulham. Fulham was still up, looking like they'd win all 3 points until the penalty given away in the 64th minute. Up steps the hot striker Callum Wilson for Newcastle, and he equalises in the 64th minute with the penalty. And that penalty was due to Joachim Andersen's Fulham being sent off in the 62nd minute, uncalled for. He went through the player, no doubt about it. Not a good decision for Joachim Andersen, deserved to be sent off. It ended up 1 apiece, and that was the games for Saturday. Now today started off brightly. It had a game between Brighton Hove Albion, the hosts, playing host to Sheffield United. Chris Wilder's side for Sheffield United come in only 1 point from the first 13 games. What could they do different? Well, I looked at the who they picked to start the game, and they actually decided to start Rhian Brewster instead of putting him on the bench, and he paired up with David McGoldrick, who'd scored a brace last time out. They were in the forward positions, and it started off second half, because at half-time it was 0-0. Jayden Boyle was the breakthrough. It wasn't David McGoldrick this week. He came on in the 54th minute as sub. He scored in the 63rd minute. But unfortunately, no wins yet in the first 4 games for Sheffield United. They had to settle for a point due to Danny Welbeck, the striker for Brighton Hove Albion. He equalised in the 87th minute. He was partnering Neil Maupay and Aaron Connolly for Brighton Hove Albion, who had the dominant possession, 73% possession for Brighton, and 14 corners in the game, so only 2 for Sheffield United. So initially, Sheffield going up 1-0, you think, Chris Wilder's got to think, I've got to take all 3 points. Then thinking, hey, we'll settle for a point after giving up the equaliser. And in the last few minutes, the Sheffield United keeper keeping out what looked like a certain goal for Brighton. So I think Brighton will feel aggrieved that they didn't take all 3 points, 1 apiece between Brighton and Sheffield United. The next game up was one of the games of the week predicted, which was Tottenham Hotspur playing host to Leicester City, and Leicester City coming in, they had only 44% possession in the game, 10 shots on goal, only 4 on target, but only 3 on target for Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know what happened. Beginning of the season, they were converting a lot of their chances. Their conversion rate lately has sort of dried up a little bit. Right before half-time, literally right before half-time, 45th minute plus 4 minutes of extra time. So in the 49th minute, or 4 minutes of extra time in the first half, Wesley Fofana, stupid mistake for Tottenham. He goes through the player inside the box, not called for. Jamie Vardy with the clinical finish from the spot, and it's 1-0 at half-time. It doesn't get better for Jose Mourinho's side. A cross comes in, up rises Jamie Vardy. He thinks he's headed them to a 2-0 lead, and yet it careens off Toby Alderweireld, and he scores an own goal, and it's 2-0 to Leicester via the own goal. Jamie Vardy, he's not going to complain. He would have loved to score that header, but even though it's an own goal, they'll take it. It remained 2-0 till end of the game, and that's the way it finished. 2-0 to Leicester, and Jose Mourinho's side now needed to correct their recent run of form. The third game of 4 today on Sunday was Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side Manchester, looking to improve its home record for the season. They've had a terrific record away from home, having won 6 on the go. Leeds are better away from home this season, and so I had predicted a mild upset of Leeds, of choosing Leeds. However, I couldn't be more wrong in this game. I have to say, as a Leeds United fan, this was one of the low points of this season. Leeds have 6 times this season given up more than 3 goals, or at least 3 goals given up by the defence, most of them due to set pieces. Started off horribly. In the first minute, Scott McTominay with the beautifully taken goal on the counter break, on the counter attack. Actually, Leeds lost possession. On the counter attack, streaming going forward. 2 Leeds midfielders were really out of place. One was Calvin Phillips, but I have to give the first goal's fault to Matthias Klich. He was poor in his marking of McTominay. McTominay got away from him, and he, with a beautiful strike, buried it into the corner. It was 1-0 after 1 minute in the game. 3 minutes into the game, and it was 2-0. Again, Matthias Klich and Calvin Phillips losing their markers. Not very good marking. And McTominay this time buried it into the corner. The first goal had been a bit of a swerve that caused it to go into the corner. This was just an absolute beauty. Buried it straight into the corner. And after 3 minutes, it was 2-0 to Manchester United. Early on in the first half, Patrick Bamford did waste 2 chances for Leeds. He would rue those misses. After 20 minutes, it was 3-0 Manchester United. And Bruno Fernandes with the goal, taking no mistakes. He buried it when he could have been marked a little closer. Again, I look at Leeds United in this game, and it confirms to me that Bielsa ball pays when it's working, when the players aren't making mistakes on their passes, when they don't lose possession, when they don't lose their positioning on the counter-attack. But when they do, Bielsa ball doesn't work, and you pay the price. You either win looking great for Leeds, or you lose big and look horrible for it. So in this case, 3-0 down after 20 minutes. It didn't look good, and poor choices and poor decision making by the Leeds defence and the midfield especially. Well, in the 37th minute, Calvin Phillips again loses his marker, and Lindelof makes it 4-0 after 37 minutes. What a disastrous start for the Whites and Marco Bielsa's sides. Leeds United down 4-0. Well, right before half-time, a consolation goal by Liam Cooper. He rises up. Beautiful header into the right corner, gave De Gea no chance. All to play for, you would think. No, not really. But based on Leeds' history, we've come down, having been down 2 or 3 before and come back. This was a tough go against the Manchester United, that team that looked good the entire game. Leeds with 10 shots in the game, only 3 on target. Manchester United, well, They had 20 shots and 14 on target. And it could have been, if Leeds had taken some of their chances in the game, it could have been 6-6. Very easily could have been 6-6. But it could have also, if it hadn't been for Meslier in the Leeds goal, it could have been 10-2. Very easily, due to some of the spectacular saves and reflex saves by Meslier in the Leeds goal. The 20-year-old performing admirably where most of the Leeds side were absolutely dismal. Did you think that the game was finished at 4-1? No, it wasn't. Well, in the 66th minute, James is put through on goal. He slipped through. Meslier slightly off his line, but it goes through his legs, and it's 5-1. And a bit of an embarrassment. And in the 68th minute, no question, one of the subs, Pascal Struijk, he commits the foul in the Leeds box, and up steps to take the penalty Bruno Fernandes. He's really the architect of the victory, as well as people like Rashford, speedy on the counter-attacks. Also, Fred was giving Alioski a torrid time, as well as Rashford on the same side that Alioski was. Alioski was playing left back, and it just wasn't working. So a lot of Leeds players have to look at themselves in this game, and it just wasn't good execution. They'll rebound, hopefully. Fernandes, when he scored, that made it 6-1. And in the 73rd minute, Stuart Dallas with an absolute beaut of a curling shot into the right top corner for Leeds. It made it 6-2. As I said, Meslier in the Leeds goal, 4-5 top world-class saves. He could have prevented it from, I think he prevented it from being something as bad as 10-2. Harrison late on in the game, a bad miss from about 5 yards out, and it should have been 6-3. It ended up 6-2 to Manchester United, and deservedly so. Leeds coming into January, I think, will need, in my opinion, to get a strong holding midfielder. Somebody that's not going to make mistakes, somebody that's going to be better man-to-man marking. I think they still need to get reinforcements at centre-back, because we're missing 2 centre-backs right now. We're missing Coke and we're missing Diego Llorente. So, big misses. What can you do? We've shown this year, that Leeds can rebound back after devastating defeats where they've lost before. So they can do it. Let's hope they win it against Burnley in the next match out. And the last game for week 14 to date was West Brom playing host to Aston Villa. Now, West Bromwich Albion were under the new management, the new coach coming in, the new manager, Big Sam Allardyce, took over last Wednesday. His first game in charge didn't start off great. Jake Livermore sent off in the 36th minute. No question on this one. A little bit higher up, his stud showing, a little bit higher up on the leg. He was dismissed immediately, sent off in the 36th minute. They were already 1-0 down in the 5th minute, was West Bromwich Albion, due to El Ghazi scoring in the 5th minute. In the second half, there were chances for West Bromwich Albion to equalise, but in the last few minutes of the game, it was sealed. El Ghazi with the brace, he scored in the 88th minute, and sandwiched between his brace was a beautifully taken goal by Traore. It ends up 3-0 to Aston Villa and 67% possession for them. Those were the games for week 14. I hope you have a spectacular week ahead. Be kind to your fellow human beings. Do a good deed every day. Smile. Practice, as I said, good deeds and compassion. And our family is number one. And remember, if you can, we are your home for global sports and we welcome you back anytime. Take care, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.